is a deep affection. Love is explained, or love is being explained as a deep affection. And he said a special deep affection towards a family member or a friend. You see what love is telling us here, or what love means. A deep affection, very deep one. But these days, some people misquote or interpret love to be as lux. We take lux as love, which is not the truth, which is not true. When you're talking about love, or when people are talking about love, they take it as sign of like immorality, fun, and that is not the love that God told us, the type of love that God told us. The type of love that God told us is the agape type of love. That's love that Christ Jesus gives to us. The Bible makes us to know in the book of John 3:16. He said, "For God so loved this world that he gave his begotten Son." God so loved us. When we're talking about love, it is God that loves us first, and he gives to us. So when we are explaining love now, we can say love give. We are going to see our Bible here now, so we can understand what we mean by love. Matthew 22:37 and 38. He said, Jesus said unto him, "Thou shalt love thy Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might." You see how Jesus explained love here? That when we are loving, we love with all our soul, all our might. If you see the love, that the deep affection that we really have towards our family member, is always with our soul, with our mind. But the love that others think is not the way that they are taking it. The love that we have these days, that people do love these days, not the way Christ explained it here. And he said in Matthew 28, he said, "This is the first and the great commandment." 29 says, "And the second is like unto it. Love, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." You see, when you love your neighbor, you love your brothers and sisters or anybody, you love them as yourself. I cannot imagine a man or woman that say he loves somebody. What you cannot do to yourself, you are doing it to that person. That means you are not loving. That may be counted as lost, because that feeling just come at once, and after a little while it died up. But love, what you cannot do to yourself, you cannot do it to others. You may say, "What is she saying? Are people really loving?" Yes, people may not be loving, because people are there to go against the will of God. You can see even these days, men, they don't love their wife. They call their wife. I don't know. But parents, they marry them. Later on, you see that they are not loving their wife. They are not even caring. I don't even know how to say that. A man and a woman will be in the same house. They don't relate with each other, even if they are relating, not with affection, with anger, with bitterness. That is not love. And the Bible makes us to know so many things. We also see the book of 1 John 3:18 say, "My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth." So of course we love with our mouth. I love you, I love you just with their mouth. That is what this first John 3:18 is telling us here. So we should not love in word, just by saying, or with our tongue. He said, but the love should be a truthful one, true one. When you see somebody that really love, it is in the action. It's not by saying. It's not by speaking. It's just in the action. The action they take. That is what love. That is how love is supposed to show. In your action, the action you take. So people, their love is not in their action. But it's always by Mark saying, they are saying, just saying it for just saying. No, love is not like that. Love is not like that at all. Love supposed to be by your action. It's something that you cannot even say. It's always fit in you. You see it irradiated from within you. I will have so many Bible references here. The Bible also makes us to know here. In the book of 1 John 4:7, we say, Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. If you don't have love, you don't know God. There's no true way about it. If you are that type that always say it and yet you are not practicalizing, you are not putting it in action, you don't know God. Because if you see what we read, well, what we told us in that book of John 3:16, he said, for God so loved us. The only thing he has, just what he has, the holy, he gave it. He gave it to us. That is what love is. And that is love for you. That is love. So we don't love. You see, because we don't love, we cannot give. We say it by mouth. Some people, when they proclaim to you, when they say this love, it's like, but that is not love. The Bible tells us here that God is love. That everyone that loves is of God. That he that does not love is not of God. And the book of John rightly told us, John 3:16 said, for God so loved us so much. How did he express his love towards us? He gave. We can also see Abraham in days of the old. God asked him to sacrifice the only one child he has. He never retrieved it because of the love he has for God, which he believed and he served. Are we doing the same today? Are we like that today? We are proclaiming love. That we're trying to emphasize what the word love here. We're trying to give us the understanding of love. It's not just what we are saying with our mere mouth, with our mere saying, in word, in our tongue. No. It's in action. It's in action. Action speak more than voice, as the eye they say. It's always in action. What you say, what action, what you can really, you can do. Not just what you can just be saying. What you do is always in action. You do it. And the Bible makes us to know in so many references what love is. It said love is what God asked for us. That he did what anyone can ever do. And when we are talking about love, as the English dictionary makes us say, it's a deep feeling, a deep affection, very deep one. Not the one that ends up in fornication. Now some people, they say they love people, they end up breaking their hearts, tearing them apart, making some people to become insane. You proclaim that you make that person, that man or that woman give you all she has, all he has, everything. At the end, you don't have any affection at all. What will hurt that person is what you stand for. What will even make that person to go and hang his or herself is what you stand for. It's not my business, even though he dies. That is not love. That is the love of the world. That's locks. But we are talking about agape love. They say love that Christ has. That he never looked back going to the cross. The same love that Abraham had for God. That he never looked back, sacrificing his only son, Isaac. That is the same love. That is the love we are talking about here. That is the love we are trying to proclaim here. That agape love. That love, that true love that is in Christ Jesus. That love that no man can give except God. That the same love. That love, that is what we are talking about when we are talking about love, when we are defining love. When we come up here and say, God is love, without anybody telling you, know that God is love. Because we, as we are today, every one of us, the way we act to God, if we act like that to ourselves as human, you see that no one can tolerate ourselves. Because even in our sin, in our sinful way, in our iniquity, God still loves us. If I that is speaking here, if God have to count on my iniquity, my sin, I could have been long gone. But God loved me so much that even in my iniquity, my works, in my actions, in all those things I do, God still loved me. He takes me as his own daughter. He's a good shepherd. He shepherds us. Even my wounds, he cares for it and he healed them for me because he loved me so much. Is there anyone like that today? You see man taking a woman to an altar, claiming, I love you, I'll do till they do me part, and not even up to a week, 2 weeks, 3 months. Is out of the woman, or the woman is out of the man's life. Is that really love? A man and woman is in the house together. You see them nagging, quarreling, fighting, hating, anger. Is that really love? Is that the love Christ has for us? Even when Christ was dying in the cross of Calvary, he still prayed for the world. He said, Father, forgive them for they don't know what they do. He prayed even at the mocking. They gave him vinegar to drink. They flogged him. They blasphemed him. They tease him. They say, you say you are Lord. Why can't you have been saving others? Why can't you save yourself now? And yet, at the dying moment, he said, forgive them for they don't know what they do. Am I like that today? Are you like that today? Some of us, we say we love, yet we don't forgive. We own unforgiveness. Somebody has hurt you for years, even 10, 20, yet you still hold it, say, nothing will take it away from me except death. Be ready for that death, my dear. Be ready, and that death is ready to take it away from you. And yet you see Jesus Christ upon the shame, the disgrace, the beating at the cross. He said, Father, these people, they don't know what they do. Yet you say you love her. You say you love him. Yet you hold bitterness within you, in your heart. You are not ready to let go. You are not forgiving. Let me tell you, love is patience. Love is forgiveness. Love doesn't count guilt at all. Love doesn't count guilt. Love doesn't even see beauty. Love see ugly. Love take away so many ugliness. Love, the real love, the one that have the affection, deep one, that deep affection. We really have love for somebody. We really have that deep affection for somebody. Nothing that person do that will ever hurt you. You never see guilt or hurt in anything that person do. You never count iniquity with that person, just as the way God never counts iniquity with us. That is real love. But some of us today, we say we love. And yet, the love we have, we cannot even love to even let go. We cannot even love to, how will I say, to even be close to somebody. The one that imagine me most, the one that is painful most. You see man and wife in the same house. Anger over each other, keeping malice with each other, not loving themselves. Yet they were one day in that altar and say, I love you so much. Proclaim to her, I love you so much, I love you so much, I love you so much. Without you, I love you to die. And yet the woman have not done anything at all. He said, I will never forgive her. I'll never let go. Is this? Let us understand love before we start saying it out of our mouth. As the Bible told us here, it says, not by tongue, not by word, according to that book of 1 John 3:18. Not just by word saying or by tongue. Do it, yes, let it be shown in you in action. Let it be known. Let it be seen. Some people will proclaim, I love her, I love her, I love him, I love him, and yet we don't even know what love is. Like I would say to so many people, try to know what love is first before you try to tell somebody you love somebody. Even in our churches, you see us who are proclaiming, I love you, the love of the Lord, brother, I love you. And yet, this brother, when he's coming, you are sneezing, you are spitting as if the person is a dead rat. You hate, you anger that the person talk to you. You are angry over that person. You are insulting that person. Even in the church of the Lord, people does that. You say, is your brother, is your sister? Here, the Advanced Standard Dictionary told us here, the type you have for your family member, your loved ones, that friend of yours, that deep one. Christ have more than that, even for us. That was why he was able to carry that cross. And that is the same love that we're supposed to proclaim. And if you see today that if you are having that love today, you will not be hearing killing everywhere. You see, in area now, all over, everywhere in Nigeria, they are killing themselves, murder every day. Look to your social media, you see people being murdered, shoot them, day by day. They are killing in Benin City as if they are just killing chicken. You cannot even kill chicken like that. You even have sympathy the way they are killing now. If you really love your brother, will you kill your brother? If you love your sister, will you kill your sister? He said a deep one. The person you have deep, you cannot kill yourself. So you cannot kill somebody if you love somebody. Love is patience. Love is kind. Love is forbearing. Love is kind. Love is bearing. Love is tolerance. I don't know what your brother or sister do to you or what somebody do to you that cannot tolerate that person. You carry up your gun, you just shoot that person on his head, you just waste that person as if you are wasting just common water. That is not love. And if we continue like this, we are all here for a doom. Because this won't take nobody to nowhere. I'm telling us today, we have to change our attitudes towards every one of us. We have to change our attitude. We should try to let the word love reign in us. We should try to let this word love reign. Let this word love reign. Yes, love. Love is a deep affection. Let it reign in you. Let it reign in you. Galatians 5:14. It says, for all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. If you love your neighbor, you will not go and fornicate with your neighbor's wife or adultery with your neighbor's wife. If you love, you will not go and kill, murder somebody. If you love, you will not steal from your neighbor. No matter how, you will not steal from your neighbor if you love somebody. You say you love somebody. You are directly and indirectly stealing from that person. Is that love? My beloved, let us stop all these things that we are doing. He that loves is of God. And that's what the Bible is telling us here. That love covereth multitude of sin. Love covereth multitude of sin. Love covers everything.